Hello, everyone. Scott Zambelli here. I'm with Bardstone Publishing, and I'm here to talk a little bit about Crimson Shadows issue 3. We have the Kickstarter going live right now. It actually launched a few days ago. We are going really strong here. I just want to give everyone an update. Right now, we're just shy of $2,700. The first stretch goal was unlocked right away, where the first 50 backers of $10 or more who get a physical reward will get an exclusive metal trading card added to their order at no extra cost. We're going to also make those available as an add-on for people to buy separately if they like. But you will get it for free added to your order, first 50 backers of $10 or more. So we're getting close. We have 50 backers right now, but they're not all physical rewards of $10 or more. So there's about 9 slots left or so right now. But I just want to get into really quick, what is Crimson Shadows? What is the story? That have gotten us to this point. We're on issue 3. If you've not gotten the first 2 issues, that's okay. We've made it available in the add-on section. So you choose what reward you want, and when you're checking out, you can do add-ons. You can add those extra issues into your order so you can know what's going on. But so I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of where we are in the story and get you to where you need to be. So right here, we got our Frankenstein on the cover. He gets introduced in the epilogue of issue 2, but we'll get to him in a moment. But one quick thing I want to point out, in this Crimson Shadows universe, we are taking a lot of characters, both historical and fictional characters that we have from our past, in our pop culture fabric that we all live underneath. Frankenstein, Dracula, we've got Jack the Ripper, who's a historical character. We have all these characters coming together in late 1880s London, and we blend that in with the Jack the Ripper case. That's the kind of the catalyst of the whole story, and we use actual facts and evidence that's in that case and bring that into the storyline. So there's a lot of fun things that we do, but one of the things we're also doing is the characters like Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They're going to be brought in later on. Their origin stories for our universe is the actual classic literatures. We're not changing those. We're not creating our own backstory. We want people to be encouraged to go back and read the classics. And this just merely takes you forward to see what their future story, where kind of like a continuation of that classic story. So anyways, let's get into it. So our main character, his name is Julius. And as we open up in issue 1, there's a little time jump. We're now 1 year in the future from where the rest of the story takes place. And we see Julius is looking all weathered and emancipated, withered away. I forget the word I'm trying to say. Anyways, he is under the control of the well-known Count Dracula, and he's lurking in the shadows there. And Julius is, it's the 1 year anniversary of his family's death, as we see here in a flashback. And Dracula is just reminding Julius of his place in the master-servant relationship. And as we move on, we go back a year to when all of these events start unfolding. When Julius was a healthy individual, he just recently became ill, and he started having these flashbacks that are filling his dreams and his mind of these murders, these horrific murders that are occurring. And as he's thinking about these, they feel very real to him. And as the story goes on, we start finding out that there is an actual murders taking place, and the facts of the case match his memories. So he confronts his wife, and because he doesn't know, is he going crazy or is this for real? And so he confronts his wife and lets her know that he thinks he is this Jack the Ripper that the police are hunting down. As we get over into issue 2, in real life, the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee, they were on the case. I have people from that, actual people like George Lusk, involved in the story. But they, when Jack the Ripper sent the letters, the original Dear Boss letter and those to the Central News Agency, they then forwarded on to Scotland Yard to request the help of Scotland Yard in the search. So that opened up the opportunity for me to bring Sherlock Holmes and Watson onto the case. So shortly after what's called the double event, where 2 murders occur in one night, Sherlock Holmes and Watson are hot on the tail of Jack the Ripper and following him through the sewers of London. And they have an encounter with said Jack the Ripper. Then we flash back afterwards. We're back at the home of Julius the next day, where once again he's distraught over the revelation that he may be Jack the Ripper. His wife's reassuring him that he is not. He's been home all night, and she's not sure why these horrible dreams are happening to him. Meanwhile, they get interrupted by George Lusk of the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee. Like I said, these are real historical people. I was able to find portraits of these people so I could make their likenesses like the original people. And opening up the door, Julius is confronted by Jack the Ripper, who's hunting down the leads, and some of those leads led to Julius's front door. After their encounter, Julius goes back into his kitchen, where he finds his wife and daughter under the control of Dracula. This is their first official meeting, as far as Julius knows, where he meets Count Dracula. So that takes us to there. I like to include these epilogues into the back of the stories as well, where we have added characters introduced from another part of the universe. It kind of teases the entry point into the next issue. So at the end of issue 2, we have 2 segments. We have the plague doctors being introduced as they enter into the room of one Joseph Merrick, known as the Elephant Man. What's nice about this is, when doing my research, the Elephant Man actually lived in downtown London in the Royal London Hospital at the time of this. So I was able to find a way to work him into the story to have an actual historical character involved. Another character that's introduced is Frankenstein. At the end of Mary Shelley's book, he kind of wanders off into the mountains, never to be seen again. Well, this is like 120 years later. He comes down. He comes out of hiding with his very ill wife, looking for help. And this is happening at the St. Michael's Mount in London, which is an iconic place because they filmed some old Dracula movies in that location, which I didn't know at the time I selected this as my home base for this upcoming issue. So I thought that was cool. Then we get into issue 3. Issue 3 is in progress. So these are some of the inked and penciled pages, just to give you an idea. But as we get into issue 3, Sherlock Holmes is highly suspicious of our main character, Julius, who, unbeknownst to Sherlock Holmes, has been sent on a top secret errand for Dracula, where he's crossing the landscape of London of the UK. Actually, he left London. He's in search of something that Dracula wants, and Sherlock Holmes is following him along here. So here's where Dracula's given his orders to Julius in exchange for his family, the welfare of Julius's family. We're back at St. Michael's Mount. We see an early sunrise meeting occurring between the plague doctors and the religious folks of the time. Frankenstein has already arrived to the island, and now we've got these 2 different groups, these diametrically opposed groups. We got faith and pseudoscience coming together. They're joining forces to figure out just what is Frankenstein and what are the secrets of this creature being alive, who has multiple body parts sewn together into one living being. So they each have their own agenda, but they're joining forces to uncover that. And here we see some panels. Like I said, these are not finished. We still have to color them and finish inking and all that. But here's on their way up to St. Michael's Mount. Then Julius, seeing that the news of the Whitechapel murders, aka Jack the Ripper, is getting all over the newspaper and all over England, and his look is being drawn as far as, the clothing he's wearing and stuff. He has to change it up. So here he's at a leather shop getting some new clothing to change his appearance so he doesn't look like the drawings that have been out there. And then when he leaves, we see Sherlock Holmes and Watson hiding around the corner watching him. So there you have it. In addition to the story, we have there's all the bells and whistles that go with Kickstarters. We've got the the main cover here featuring our version of Frankenstein, but we also have what's called variant covers that the collectors all like. So I want to highlight those really quick. We've got the Dracula cover here, drawn by Kevin Meinert. He's also our inker for the series. We have that Frankenstein cover was done by me. This is my limited edition cover, also done by me. I wanted to try for more of a cartoony, animated cartoon style here. So I was trying for something a little different. We see Julius in his new gear, and kind of the memory of Dracula attacking his family is kind of the driving force, that he's looming over, that's driving him to do the things he's doing to help save his family or get them back. Then we have what's called the Ultra Limited Edition cover, which will be printed on metal. Down the road, we'll have a stretch goal that unlocks this as a black and white cover as well on regular, actually premium cardstock, whereas this one's going to be printed on a metal cardstock. Those limited editions are limited to 100 copies each, and it will be printed on the cover, what number they are. The Ultra edition will be limited to 50. Only 50 of these will be done. Then we also have a special, what we're calling the Rare Curiosities edition. These are for you folks out there who love the ultra rare collectibles. All 5 covers. We have a 5th cover, which will be to be announced. This one will be drawn by our series letterer, Brett Pinson. So he's working on that now. Once we get that, we'll reveal it. But all of these covers are going to be printed as what's called the Rare Curiosities edition, and it'll be a gold metal cover and limited to a print run of 1. Each one it'll be a 1 of 1. It'll be printed on the cover 1 of 1, and they will never be printed again in that format. So I just want to show you real quick those things. Chrome tab. Just got to share the screen. There we go. All right. So as you can see, we're currently at 26.56 with 50 backers, 17 days to go. But you don't want to wait, because the earlier you back us, the more rewards you can qualify for. But here's those Rare Curiosities. So all 5 covers will be printed as a gold metal cover, limited to 1 of 1, never to be printed again. So that's a highly collectible cover. And it'll help it with its value. And then in addition to that, our different rewards. Here's all 5 covers, as I just showed you. We also have a trading card set available, 40 cards in all. Then all of the cover art will also be done as a 4x6 metal print that you can get. And these are all available as add-ons. So after you place your order, if something you want isn't in the reward package you chose, you can customize your package by adding on. We have an enamel pin set we're doing, 5-pin set. They will be a limited print run. They will be carded and shipped in a clear plastic container, and the cards will be numbered for the print run that it is. So, one. We're not sure yet if it's going to be 50 or 100, but if it's 50, it'll be 1 of 52 of 53, 50, like that. So, and the artwork is done by Kevin Meinert, our letterer, or our inker, I mean, and I love how these turned out. Then here's the add-ons. This is where you can also get past issues. One tip, when you come on here, the way Kickstarter is formatted, you can't attach pictures to the add-on menus, so you don't see what you're picking. So look through this menu first and write down your options. You have the unlimited issues. You got Emmanuel #1, Crimson Shadows 1, Wretched Realms 1, Crimson Shadows 2, or Crimson Shadows 3. You pick which one. You write down the ones you want, whether it's the unlimited or limited, and write these down. So after you get done making your list of what you want, whether it's the ultra limited editions or any of these, you just write it down, and then it'll make it easier to select later on. I also have commissioned sketches available. We have Crimson Shadows t-shirts available. We also have, you can get the trading cards through here. We got the pins in here and the 4x6s. And then also I have a very limited number of limited edition Poe comics. These are I did issue 1 and 3. and Sean Forney did issue 2. So you can buy the 3 cover set of issue 1, 2, and 3 all together through the add-ons. So there you have it. Last but not least, the stretch goals. This is the limited edition metal card. Then we have the variant cover. Now, I'm going to say a potential opportunity for a friend of mine who is a wonderful artist has opened up, and or potentially has opened up, let's say. So I may shift this down to a different cover and put his cover there if he's able to do it. So right now there's an asterisk on this one, whether this will be the cover or not. If I do switch it out, then I'll create another reward down here where this cover can get unlocked. Okay. And then we have potential for added story. I have a storyline that I want to introduce here with Dr. Jekyll, and it'll either be a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde story, or there's another story that's going to be unraveling a storyline. I might include that. So it's a toss-up between those 2 potential stories right now. If we get high enough and I can add 4 pages of added story, then I'll do both maybe. And last but not least, if we get all the way up to $10,000, there will be a customized map of the Whitechapel area showing all the locations of Crimson Shadows. So there you have it. How do you become a backer? I guess I should have put this in the link here, copy. I did in the original post, but I'll put it into the comments as well. And just so they're there. So that's where you go for the backers. I just posted the link. If you don't remember, just do a search on Kickstarter for Crimson Shadows. It should pop up, or go to bardzone.com. We have a Kickstarter tab and the link is in there. So everyone, have a wonderful day. Let's get this as high as possible. The more we make, the more rewards we throw into the packages, and everyone, the more you get, the better their savings, right? So everyone have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you all later. Bye.